I sold 510 items on eBay in 2025, and today I'm sharing some of my favorite retail arbitrage finds. Items I bought brand new at sale or clearance prices and resold for a profit. If you're new here, hi, I'm Imogene. I'm 71 years old, and I've been selling on eBay for 26 years. This business gives me the freedom to keep learning, trying new things, and funding adventures like my next solo cruise. If you're navigating retirement, a life transition, or just wondering what's next, welcome to She's 70. What's next? Here, I share my eBay journey, travel, and everyday adventures to show that every stage of life can be full of purpose, fun, and new adventures. Retail arbitrage is one of my favorite ways to source because the items are new, easy to list, and sometimes I can buy multiples. They're not always the most expensive items I sell, but they create a steady stream of sales, and those sales help fund my next adventure. Every item has a story, so let's see what's sold. I picked up about 10 of these IKEA animal ornaments at the regular price. They were fun, colorful, and really eye-catching, so I thought they would sell quickly, but they didn't. I ended up selling 5, each at a different price. The highest sold for $45.55, and the lowest was $22.45. That buyer actually purchased 2 for $44.90. I paid about $20. I picked up 4 sets of these Land's End plaid pajamas at Costco for $3 each. I sold all 4 sets, the highest for $33.20 and the lowest for $17.47 during a half-price sale. And honestly, I could have kicked myself for not buying more. Sometimes I don't know what I'm thinking. Once I got home, I decided I wanted more, went back to the store, and of course, there was only 1 set left. That's not the first time I've done that. Have you ever done that too? Now, this next one is a lesson. I always say, what sells for one person may not sell for you. And this Dolly Parton perfume was a perfect example. I saw someone I follow on social media selling these for a really nice amount. So I went to Walgreens and grabbed about 4 of them, thinking I was about to do the same thing. Well, mine did not sell anywhere near as much as hers did, and they were slow. I'm talking slow. I ended up selling 2 on eBay and 2 on Amazon. This one right here sold for $25. So here's the takeaway. Just because you see somebody else making big money on an item doesn't mean your experience is going to be the same. Different audience, different timing, different platform. It happens. Sometimes you just have to find what works for you. Focus on the items and the platforms where you see consistent results. You learn and you move on. Okay, this one makes me smile because I own this exact dress and I love it. So I'm in JCPenney one day. Honestly, I don't even remember what I was doing in there. And someone in the store told me dresses are $3. $3! I couldn't believe it. So of course I started pulling dresses off the rack. I think I bought 10 or 15 of them. Some were even the same dress in different sizes. This one right here, an SLNY dress, sold for $48, and I paid $3 for it. That's a $45 profit minus the eBay fees on one dress. Now multiply that by 10 or 15. That's the power of retail arbitrage. When you find a deal like that, you don't second guess it. You load up. I picked up this Christian Serrano necklace from TJ Maxx, and it was kind of a test. It was fancy, so I listed it during the holiday season, thinking someone would snatch it up for Christmas or New Year's. Well, nobody did. It sat for quite some time. Since it was a test, I listed it at a high price, but it ended up selling for a lot less than I originally asked. I paid $19.99 and it sold for $37.96. I made a small profit, but honestly, I was just happy to see it go. Not every item is going to be a home run, and that's okay. This was another one of those JCPenney dresses I got for $3. I love those types of sales, but I always kick myself for not buying more. And since we're talking about kicking myself, quick story time. My neighbor was moving. She was a lawyer, and her upstairs spare bedroom was set up like a little department store, racks, shelves, the whole thing. On the day of her move, she told another neighbor and me that we could come in and take anything we wanted. I offered to pay her, but she refused. She had hired a company to come clear out everything she wasn't taking with her, including 2 rooms worth of clothing, and she had to pay them by the pound. So she gave us these huge contractor bags and told us to take as much as we could. She had new items with tags and vintage pieces, all in different sizes. One closet was nothing but suits, and I kick myself to this day for not grabbing every single one of them. She wanted us to take more, but it was a bit overwhelming. I wish she had told us sooner and not the day of the move. We only had a couple of hours to shop. I just had a flashback with this one. Anyway, this R&M Richards 2-piece dress sold for $35.96, and I paid $3. I purchased this kitchen towel set at Kohl's. Either they were on sale or I used a coupon. And speaking of savings, did you know that when you return an Amazon item to Kohl's, they give you around a 15 to 20% offer off your next purchase? I think the percentage depends on the day of the week. They used to give a $5 reward, and I almost always use that one. But the percentage off deal, I would give those away. I'd find someone in the store with a lot of stuff in their cart and ask if they had one. But I learned when I do that, I have to give them the whole slip, not just the part that says 15 or 20% off. I keep the bottom part that shows my Amazon return. These towels cost about $3.99, and I sold them for $17.95. And this is what I mean about retail arbitrage. It's about getting multiple items, making one listing, and hopefully selling them all quickly. One listing, 20 sets. That's $359 minus eBay fees. My only problem is that I'm sometimes afraid to buy a large amount. Now, technically, these sneakers are not retail arbitrage. I purchased these Calvin Klein gold sneakers for myself at TJ Maxx. I wore them once, didn't really like them, and decided to list them. They sold for $20, and I made almost all my money back. So, here's a little tip. Even when you buy something for yourself and it doesn't work out, don't just let it sit in your closet. List it. You might be surprised how much you can get back. I go to CVS once a month because I'm a member of their Extra Care loyalty program. You pay $5 a month or $48 a year, and you get several benefits, including a $10 monthly promo reward. So sometimes, while I'm there using the $10 monthly promo reward, I'll check their clearance section. I came across this Sonic the Hedgehog keyboard, and I wasn't really sure what it was, but I probably looked it up right there in the store and saw I could get something for it. I think I paid about $10, and it sold for $44.95. They had 2 or 3 more on the shelf, but I only grabbed one. The other boxes may have been damaged. One day I went to Staples, and they had tables set up everywhere, I think even outside, with all kinds of stuff, and most of it was about 50 cents to $1. I don't remember what else I bought, but I had this Canon battery for a while and never listed it. I was actually about to donate it while I was downsizing, thinking nobody would need this battery. But you'd be surprised what people are looking for. Somebody somewhere is searching for that exact item. I probably paid 50 cents or $1, and it sold for $21.80. Here's another $3 dress I found at JCPenney. I'm sharing several of these because I want you to see what can happen when you find a really great clearance sale. Don't be afraid to buy multiples if the price is right. The sale was so good that about a week later, my boyfriend and I were having dinner in the area when I asked if he'd mind stopping by JCPenney to see if there were any dresses left. By then, almost all of them were gone. It wasn't just dresses either. There were jeans, skirts, blouses, just about everything. I mainly focused on the dresses because I thought they'd do best, but I also picked up a few other pieces that sold well. I also remember debating whether to buy some bathing suits, but I passed because the tops and bottoms were sold separately and the sizes didn't match. This dress sold for $36. This Alessi Supa Mocha set was actually in my first What Sold video, but I wanted to share it again because it was a retail arbitrage item. I bought 2 of these at HomeGoods. The first one sold back in 2024 for $181, and this second one sold in 2025 for $138 because I was running a sale at the time. Even though it was secured inside the padded box it came with, it still arrived with a small chip. The first one shipped perfectly, so it just shows that even well-packaged items can sometimes have issues. Whenever I sell fragile items, I double box or add extra padding, but things can still happen. The important thing is to communicate with the buyer and make it right. This set sold for $138 in 2025. I paid $6. Alessi is an Italian design company that's been around since 1921. Their pieces are collectible. Some are even in museums. That's why everything from kitchen tools to cake stands can sell for hundreds of dollars. Here's a tip. If you ever find Alessi pieces on clearance, scan them. Their designs are collectible and they hold value. Here's another JCPenney dress for $3. This one is by London Style Collection. I like the style and the colorful floral design. I bought 2 and I thought they would sell quickly, especially in the summertime. This one sold for $36.55, and again, I paid $3. Here's another JCPenney dress I found for $3. It's a black label by Evan Picone. I actually bought 2 of these, one in a petite size and one in a plus size. This one sold for $28 and I only paid $3. I sold my first Starbucks mug back in 2010. Someone from my old DC area meetup group once told me I was leaving money on the table, maybe even the floor. They were right. I used to go to the same Starbucks to buy New City mugs. The manager was so nice. He let me buy as many as I wanted and even gave me Starbucks tissue paper and mug boxes. That was back in 2013 when Starbucks mugs were selling really well. I also bought them from Starbucks online whenever they had sales. I still pick up used Starbucks mugs every now and then. It's always nice to become friendly with the people who work at thrift stores, consignment shops, and even your neighborhood Starbucks. I don't do anything special. It just seems some people take a liking to me, and I'm grateful for that. Starbucks mugs can still bring good money. I remember when some were selling for hundreds of dollars. Even today, the Qatar Starbucks mug from the Global Icon Collector Series can sell for close to $1,000. Here's a quick story. Last year, a man from Germany contacted me through eBay. He was visiting Washington, D.C. and wanted to buy 2 Starbucks mugs and pick them up in person. He took an Uber all the way to Maryland to get them. It was almost 80 degrees, hot and humid, and afterward he had to call another Uber because he still had more sightseeing to do. I was a little worried because he only had a backpack for the mugs, but thankfully I had packed them in boxes. I hope they made it safely back to Germany. He actually had trouble completing the purchase because his eBay account was registered with a German address. Once he changed it to Delaware, everything went through. It all worked out in the end. This was one of the 2 mugs he purchased. I paid about $15 for it, and it sold for $43.97. This is the last piece from my JCPenney $3 dress haul. This one is by MSK. I paid $3 and sold it for $40. I'll definitely be checking JCPenney more often because that sale was too good to pass up. I used to shop at IKEA quite a bit, and before leaving the store, I always stopped by the As-Is section, the scratch and dent area near the checkout. I bought around 8 to 12 of these Solvinden lights. They were large, came in green or white, and were shaped like an apple or a pear. I'm not sure why, but I packed them away instead of listing them. When I finally did, one customer bought 5 of them in 2024 and paid $274.75. I sold this one in 2025 for $38.47, sold several on Amazon, and even kept one for myself. I paid less than $5 each. That's one of the interesting things about reselling. Sometimes inventory sits for years, and when you finally list it, the demand is right there waiting for you. I happened to be in HomeGoods right after Easter a couple of years ago, and they had marked down all the Annalee Bunny Pals. I bought about 8 of them, and everyone eventually sold. They weren't fast sellers, but the profit was solid. I paid around $3.99 each, and this one sold for $25.97. In my first What Sold on eBay in 2025, $80 to $200 plus video, I mentioned the 8 used Annalee dolls I bought at my favorite thrift store, the one where my friend sells items from storage units. One of those dolls was a Triple Crown limited edition Annalee that sold for $84.96. So here's the interesting part. A brand new Bunny Pal from HomeGoods sold for $25.97, while a used limited edition Annalee from a thrift store sold for $84.96. Annalee is one of those brands where both retail arbitrage and thrift store finds can do well. It just depends on the piece. Have you ever found an Annalee doll at a thrift store or clearance sale? Let me know in the comments. I used to love shopping at Wegmans for groceries, and while I was there, I always checked the discontinued items, especially in the health and beauty aisle. One day, I picked up 3 bars of the Right to Shower soap, 2 Hope bars, and 1 Dignity bar for just a couple of dollars each. They weren't fast sellers, and I did receive some very low offers, but the last one finally sold for $13.45. Not a huge profit, but when you can buy multiples, it adds up. And soap is one of the easiest things to photograph, list, and ship. Here's another discontinued item I found in Wegmans' health and beauty aisle. I picked up 4 tubes of Highland's Muscle Cream for $1.89 each, and this one sold for $12.95. Another small, easy item that's simple to photograph, list, and ship. Thanks for watching. She's 70. What's next? Finding treasures, sharing stories, funding adventures? I'll see you in the next video.